In 1976, we moved into a house a block and a half from this church. And we are still in that house today. When we moved in, we had a 14-month-old and a 4.5-year-old. And moved in, loved the house, loved the neighborhood, even though Coursey Boulevard didn't even exist yet. There were no houses around us anywhere, nothing but empty lots, you know. And proceeded to have 4 more children and fill up the house. Before we even moved into the house, since we knew that we were going to be living out here, when Shay was born, the second, you know, who was 14 months old when we actually moved into the house, he was born, so we had to have him christened.
That was in 1975.
Yeah.
Early, yeah.
So we ended up signing up with that. We actually signed up with the parish, and he was probably one of the first babies baptized in the parish, and it occurred in Episcopal Chapel at Episcopal High School. And Danny's got a great story about his grandmother with that.
Yeah, my paternal grandmother was with us, with the family, for that. It was, I guess it was Holy Saturday night.
Yes, it was.
It was for the vigil, and they were going to have baptisms. And he got baptized, and we were all happy about it. But my paternal grandmother leaned over to my mom and said, "Has he been christened Catholic?" Because she knew it was in the Episcopal Chapel. And we told her, "Mama, yes, he's definitely Catholic."
It's never stale here. The love that everybody feels for each other never gets stale. It's always fresh. It's always new. It's always real. And I have felt like that way about St. Patrick since day one, and I wasn't even Catholic. When we got married, I was a Methodist. My dad was a Methodist minister. I didn't even convert until our 5th child was born. In fact, I went through RCIA.
The
very first one, when there were 48 people in our class, when the diocese did the big push, And so that's when, even though everybody had always been friendly and warm and welcoming, when I took that step forward, it was like it just enclosed around me and us and our family and just kind of soaked us in. And there's nowhere else to be, really, that has that warmth and that connection.
The people in this parish, individually, they're not judgmental. There's a serious lack of arrogance in this parish.
Yeah.
So it's been a great place for us. Of course, funny things happen. When we had 6 kids, one time we came in and sat down in an empty pew. We pretty much filled it up, and kids from the youngest one to the oldest one walked in, sat down, and one of them was cutting up really bad, and I was trying to, get them to calm down. So by the time I went through a litany of all the names to even get the right name, the guy behind us, who had a couple of kids sitting next to him, he leans over to his wife and he says, "He doesn't even know their name." So it's that kind of parish. It's laid back. It's been fun. I hope the personality of the parish, which is the people, that it really wouldn't change that much.
Yeah.
If anything, it would improve. Although it's kind of hard to even imagine that. I think that it's been great like you're saying, for 50 years. So if it could just keep its personality that it has now, it would be great.
Yeah, its warmth.
Yeah.
And its caring nature.
Yeah.
That would be the most important thing. And I would like to see, our neighborhood it's an aging neighborhood. I mean, this place used to be just jam-packed with kids,
Yeah, it was
Kids,
right.
and so that's, you know, people have grown up, grown out, and but I here lately I've heard more children in Mass, which I love. Go ahead and cry, baby. I love it. I want to hear all of that, you know. I would hope that this neighborhood has kind of a renaissance and young families move back in with children, so that there can be continuity, because that's a lot of what we have right now is continuity. You know, I mean, if you look at Janet Hume, a good example. You know, she grew up in this parish. She's still in this parish. You know, when you have your children, you raise your children here, and you hope that they stay here. And so if we could continue that legacy, the legacy that this place is special and that it matters, and Christ is so alive here, so alive and so present.